Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this week's edition in the Castro College Professional Development webinar series. Today's topic, we'll be going over the latest resources available to host a successful college signing day at your school. So grateful for you joining us today. To get things started, I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll so that we can get a sense of where everybody's from. So you should have the poll launching on your screen now. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what part of the state you serve, and also in what capacity you serve as well. So that should be on your screen right now, and we'll just give it some time to have some responses come in. In the meantime, I'll introduce myself. My name is Colby Leopard. I'm the advocacy coordinator here at Alabama Possible. Alabama Possible is a statewide nonprofit organization that removes barriers to prosperity. I also manage the Castro College Alabama campaign and work with our partners at the State Department of Education on the Alabama College campaign. So just going to give it a couple more seconds to get some responses to come in. I see several people from North Alabama, also have representation from South Alabama and West Alabama, mostly counselors, but also we have a career coach with us today. So I'm going to go ahead and close the poll and share those results. So you should have those on your screen now. So again, so grateful for you joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to our partners that help us make this webinar series possible. Again, especially grateful for our partnership with the State Department of Education. A couple of housekeeping items for today. We are recording today's webinar, and upon completion, the recording will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. You can find this webinar and all of our previous webinars from this year at youtube.com/Alabama Possible, or you can just go to YouTube and search Alabama Possible. That way you will have opportunity to share this recording with your colleagues, as well as take a look at what we've covered already so far this year, including introduction to the Alabama College Campaign, FAFSA Completion 101, advanced FAFSA completion, verification, completing the FAFSA for students and families with mixed immigration status. The list goes on and on. We've had a really great year in terms of our webinar series so far. So excited to share that with you in that way. In addition to this webinar recording being posted to our YouTube channel, I did want to highlight that we will be hosting a second College Signing Day webinar next Thursday at 9 a.m. If you haven't received an invitation to that, please reach out to me so that I can share that with you. My contact information will be shared as a part of the follow-up from today's webinar. And you can forward that along to your colleagues as well if you think that they'd like to participate. Throughout today's webinar, you'll be able to submit questions to us through a couple of different ways. In Zoom, which is the software we use for our webinar series, there is a Q&A feature, so feel free to submit questions and we'll be sure to answer those. You can also submit questions through the chat feature. I'll be monitoring both of those throughout the webinar, and I will either pause during the presentation to answer your question at that time or hold the question until the end. We will be sure to make sure that all questions are answered. And then lastly, we also use our poll feature, as you just saw, just to engage you and make sure that you're participating and getting what it is that you need out of our webinar series. If you have any ideas for webinars that you'd like to see us covered, please send those suggestions over to us. Our email address is here, as well as our phone number. I'll share this presentation as well as our contact information and our follow-up email. But we'd love to cover the topics that you would like to see covered and find experts in each field to cover those topics for you. So any webinars you'd like to see, please reach out to us and we will do everything that we can to make those happen. So before we dive into College Signing Day, I just wanted to give a brief recap of the Alabama College Campaign and where we are through the year so far. So I mentioned earlier that the Alabama College Campaign is a partnership between Alabama Possible and the Alabama State Department of Education. Our stated objective with the Alabama College Campaign is that every high school senior in the state apply to at least one college and complete their free application for federal student aid. or the FAFSA. Oops, wrong direction. This year, we had 331 schools from across the state participate in the college campaign. You can see here that we have schools from around the state participating in the campaign. We're so excited for our group to continue growing next year, and the application to join the 2019-2020 Alabama College Campaign will be coming out later this summer. The way that the Alabama College Campaign works is we combine professional development, including this webinar series, with access to data, including the Alabama Commission on Higher Education Student Lookup Portal, partnerships, media, including social media, as well as friendly competition and recognition to participating schools with the objective of every high school senior completing the FAFSA and completing at least one college application. So far this year, 21,203 seniors have filed their FAFSA in the state of Alabama and have secured over $51 million in financial aid, which is a huge number and a huge success so far for us this year. However, there are still over 30,000 seniors that have not filed the FAFSA and over $73 million in financial aid that has not been claimed from across Alabama. So knowing that the school year is beginning to wind down, I just wanted to draw attention to this so that we can ensure that as many Alabama high school seniors are completing their FAFSA and securing cash that they can use to pay for college in the next school year. So there's still time to go in the school year for you to connect with your students. And then also worth pointing out that the FAFSA cycle is open through the end of June. A little bit of context in terms of what FAFSA completions looked like for us last year. So for 2018-2019, Alabama had a 4.8% increase in overall FAFSA completions, which was good for fourth best in the country. So far this year, we're actually down 3.8% compared to the previous year. So things haven't gone in the same way as they have in previous years. So again, just drawing attention to where we are and where we need to go in order to secure cash for Alabama high school students to pay for college. One way that you can help increase FAFSA completions at your school, and this is something that I mentioned earlier in the presentation, is by using the AIC Student Lookup Portal. If you don't have access to the Student Lookup Portal, please get in touch with me. I'd love to help you get access. This is a really powerful tool that helps you track FAFSA completions all the way down to the individual student so that you know exactly who to talk to in order to get them to file their FAFSA. In addition to that, we have the Cash for College data dashboard that lives on our website at cashforcollegealabama.org. This tool allows you to track FAFSA completions at the state, county, district, and school level. So it's really useful in terms of seeing where your successes are and where areas for improvement are in terms of FAFSA completions. I'd love to talk more about those. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. And then lastly, I just mentioned that the FAFSA cycle is still open through the end of June. So students can actually complete their FAFSA through June 30th to receive financial aid for the 2019-2020 school year. So even though your students will be wrapping up their senior year, there's still time for them to file their FAFSA and secure cash to pay for college through June 30th. So with that said, I'd like to hand things over to Dr. Willetta Connor from the Alabama State Department of Education, who's going to be taking us through today's presentation on College Signing Day. So just going to stop sharing my screen and hand things over to Willetta.
Okay, good morning. We're glad to share with you all today about College Signing Day.
Willetta, I don't think we can hear you yet. Do you want to just check your mic?
Okay, can you hear me now? Hello? You still can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you yet.
What happened?
It's okay.
I signed on.
I got it.
I clicked on here.
No. That's it. Okay, let me just back to here.
Okay, can you hear me now? You gotta go back up.
All right, one more time, Willetta.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's do the slideshow from the beginning. Okay, we're very excited about College Signing Day this year, and I hope that all of you all are planning to participate. The date is May the 1st, 2019, and Kobe has just shared a little bit of information about signing day. Most of you all have participated in college application campaign, and then also Cash for College, which is the financial aid part. So now we're getting ready to celebrate. So today's webinar, we're going to try to cover what is College Signing Day, the goals and basic responsibilities, the college challenge, how to get involved, and also how to celebrate. First of all, College Signing Day began about 5 years ago as an initiative that was started by former First Lady Michelle Obama, and that was through the Reach Higher initiative. This was a chance for students to really celebrate their success, and this is to celebrate all of your students. And I know we're focusing on our senior class, but this is an opportunity for you all to have your underclassmen to also celebrate this opportunity. And also, this is a movement for your educators, counselors, parents, and also others that are heading to college to inspire and encourage others to also do that. Now, Reach Higher was hoping to center this initiative around providing encouragement and activating educators, counselors, and other adults to help young people to see college as an option. And those options were for a 4-year college, a 2-year community college, or through an industry recognized training program. And not only just for those students that are going on to college, but many of our schools not only just celebrate those that are going off to college, but those who are going to the military or those that are just going on a job or some kind of special placement. But the 4 components are college affordability, exposing students to college, academic and summer planning, and also supporting school counselors. So many of our schools do not call it College Signing Day. They may call their event College and Career Day. So you may call your event College Signing Day, or you may use it as College and Career Day. So the name is not really important, but the focus is to celebrate your students' success. Also, with that said, Better Make Room is also partnering with Reach Higher to give young people a space to declare their commitment to their future and to engage with others. And their purpose is to elevate college students to the level of celebrities and to say to the world, these young people are about to do something great. We better make room because they're on the horizon. And together, Better Make Room, Reach Higher, and all of our colleges and universities, high schools throughout the nation are creating a community around higher education, giving everyone a way to participate that resonates with everyone. So with that said, this is a big time to celebrate your student success. And then we're going to talk about some ways that we could do that. But the goal is to recognize the hard work of your students and also to encourage every high school to celebrate. And many of you probably have already participated in years past because many of you have sent pictures. Many of you have already expressed the interest through our survey that was turned in last year. Many of you have asked for more information and what kind of incentives and what kind of funding is available. So today I will share some of that information with you. And also Reach Higher and Better Make Room has a toolkit that will help you to host a successful signing day with your students. But the basic responsibilities for College Signing Day is to host an event at your school or in your community. Also, you will be able to apply for a grant that will supply funds that will help support funding for your event, and also just to share details of your event with Reach Higher and Better Make Room team. And also this year, something new that have come on the horizon is that Reach Higher has joined with the Common Application. And many of you all are familiar with the Common App, which is a nonprofit membership organization that is dedicated to access, equity, and integrity in the college admission process. And this is where the students go online and apply for several colleges and universities throughout the nation. And there are over 800 diverse colleges and universities that are listed in that Common App. And also with the Common App, you have the Black Common App, and then you have the regular Common Application. So more than 1 million students apply to the College Application Common App each year. So we hope that you are utilizing this, the Common App, to have students to pay just one fee, and they're able to apply to several different colleges and universities throughout the nation. And if you have more questions about that, we can address that toward the end of the webinar. Okay, with the College Challenge, we know that high school education after high school is a critical part of a successful future. Most college graduates have more opportunities than those who choose not to pursue education past high school. According to a Georgetown Center on Education and Workforce, college graduates are set to make 84% more over their lifetime than high school graduates. So we know that more education, more money. And education is worth way more than just a higher paycheck. It's the most valuable asset that a person can ever have. So many of our young people are making decisions, and we are in a position to help them make those decisions by choosing higher ed through the 4 programs that we talked about earlier. They could do a 2-year program, they could do an associate degree, they could go into a 4-year program, or a certificate program beyond the high school level. But all of this is really, really important because that challenge is really going to help our students to choose a better life after high school. And also this challenge is to support and encourage our young people to reach higher. And also with College Signing Day, this is an opportunity to help share their stories, to encourage our younger underclassmen and also our elementary and our middle school students to commit to higher education and inspire them to reach higher. How can you get involved? In hosting a College Signing Day event, there's a lot more information at bettermakeroom.org, and I encourage you to go to that site. And there's also a toolkit that is available. Once you go to bettermakeroom.org, you will find a web of information, which I will briefly do an overview today, but once you go to that site, you will find a lot more information that will be very valuable to you and that you can utilize to make your College Signing Day event a success. Okay, just like college application campaign, these are some of the ways that you can celebrate your student success during College Signing Day, or if you call it College and Career Day, or whatever name that you choose to indicate your celebration for your students. You want to make sure that you get your students excited about this event. You want to treat this an event as a pep rally, where you invite all of your community, get people in your school involved, your teachers, your parents, your underclassmen. You'll want to ask your students to wear the college t-shirt from the school of their choice. Invite people from the community, like I said earlier. Another example would be to design a commitment to my future pledge. Just like you did with college application campaign, you have our applied wall. You may want to use an acceptance wall for those students who have already been accepted to college and have their names or their pictures displayed. You can coordinate a college field trip, host a family college night. Make sure that you take photos of students in their cap and gown with signs of what they want to be when they grow up. This is something that would be really useful for your middle and your elementary school students. Have students to research colleges that they are interested in. Design a bulletin board with school staff photos and a map of where they attended college. Students are always interested in knowing where their teachers and their administrators attended college. And many of you know that once you discuss what college you attended, that may even encourage or motivate some of your students to attend those particular colleges. Also, host a door decorating contest, just like you did during college application week. And also host a college student to come back and speak to your students about their path to college during an assembly. And their peers talking to them about college always work because they feel like those students are closer to their age group and they are a little bit more personal, even though we talk to them about the same information, but hearing it from their peers kind of resonates a little bit better. So all of these are really good ideas and ways that you can help celebrate College Signing Day. Also, we want to look at how you can have funding available, how you can have your events funded. DonorsChoice.org and College Football Playoff Foundation are two other foundations that will help you to fund your event. What you would need to do is go to those two sites. You would need to provide information about your event, and you'll have the opportunity to apply for a $500 grant towards your College Signing Day event. And this is open to all levels. This is elementary, middle, and high school. And the money can be used to buy supplies from a list of over 20 vendors. And they will have a list of those vendors on that site that you could choose from to purchase supplies. And also, to be in the running to receive the money, you have to follow the following steps. And all of this will be on that site, but I just want to briefly give you the guidelines. You will need to register your event on this link or website, HTTPS, and that is the bettermakeroom.org College Signing Day site. And www.donorschoice.org teachers, and you will create a school counselor or teacher account. Account holders must be current educators, and you must be at a public elementary, middle, or high school. And this information will be available at the site, the Better Make Room and the College Signing Day site. Once you go to that site, you will create a project for the materials that you need for College Signing Day. And once your project has been screened by the DonorsChoice.org team, you will be notified with next steps on what you will need to do. And once your project is approved, you will email them at info@reachhigher.org with the link to your project. Also, on that same site, you could get information on how to raise funds for your particular site. So there's a lot of valuable information on that site to help you to secure funds, to help pay for materials, and then also to help raise funds for T-shirts and other materials for your students. And again, that is for all levels, elementary, middle, and high school. Okay, also we're going to look at some ways that you can celebrate on social media. Make sure that you highlight your students and their accomplishments. You will want to share photos of your students wearing their college gear and holding signs saying that they have been accepted at the various schools. Just like you did with college signing, with college application week, you will do the same things with College Signing Day. Also, you will do postings on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and Snapchat with the hashtags, hashtag College Signing Day, and also hashtag Better Make Room. So students love to see their pictures. They love to see write-ups and information about their schools. And also you could do this on your school websites. All of these are ways that you can celebrate on social media. Also, you can host a digital college signing day by posting photos on social media of alums in your college gear. For example, people at your school, your teachers, your administrators, and other staff at your school. And other ways that you could do that is by describing your fondest college memories. Students always want to hear about your time in college, some of the activities that you participate in, and also show your school spirit by reminding new students that making the commitment to higher education is worth it. Talk about your college experience, why it was so important for you to go to college. And then also make sure that you officially congratulate and welcome all of your students who are committing to attend college by reposting their photos. And not only just for those students who are planning to go to college, but those who are going to the military, those who are going on jobs, whatever their decision is, make sure that you congratulate them and support their decision. But at Twitter, you would do at Reach Higher. Also, for social media, at Better Make Room. For Instagram, at Reach Higher 2020. Better Make Room, at Better Make Room. And then on Facebook, you would do Reach Higher and Better Make Room. So these are the social media sites that you would want to make sure that you include photos and fond memories of your student and reposting the photos for your students at your school and in your community. Okay, as we talked a little bit earlier, who should be involved? Everyone, because everyone needs to celebrate your student success. You want your parents involved, teachers, counselors, all of you all, your administrators, passionate faculty, your students know best how to inspire and engage their peers. Your local officials, celebrities, or people of influence in your community. Your local media, broadcasters, or reporters from your major newspaper. Also, a template is provided from bettermakeroom.org to help get those people involved. So everything is pretty much laid out for you on inviting people to come to your school or your community event. So the more people involved, the better off it will be to encourage our students, to let them know that we are very, very proud of them and their decisions to go on and do well in their lives after high school. Now, when should you host your event? You are invited to celebrate at a time that is best for your schedules. And that could be anywhere from between mid-April to early May. Although the first week of May is best, and our actually National College Signing Day is May 1st, because most students will have to have made a decision and notified their colleges and universities by May the 1st to let them know which school that they're planning to attend. But you will need to look at your particular schedule. Many schools are celebrating College Signing Day this month, the month of April, the first week of May. But like I said, the National Signing Day is May the 1st. But you may schedule your event or events. You may do it several days. Many schools plan their activity during this senior class day, senior awards day. So whatever works best for your school and whatever works best for your student, and when you could get the most involvement from your community and from your staff, that is the best feasible time for you. But just make sure that you celebrate your student success. That's the main and most important thing. Okay, where should you host your event? These are some of the suggestions. You may do it in your local gym, your local sports team field, your school district football field, your local, also your school auditorium, whatever area in your school or community where you can host the most people and where it's going to be most convenient for your school and the number of students. But we do want to make it convenient and feasible for your population and for your school. College signing day events, and these are just some pictures from previous events from 2017, 2018. And actually, Ramsey High School in Birmingham received one of the $500 grants. And there's some pictures from Ramsey High School here in Birmingham. And these are some other pictures from the college application campaign. As you can see in the picture in the center, there's a picture at Alabama State with Governor Ivey. And there are some other pictures at some other sites. And we do ask that you share those pictures because we do want to share those on social media so that our students can see how you're celebrating throughout the state. And there are some other pictures here that were shared from George Washington Carver High School, Daveville High School, and Oakland High School. And we appreciate these schools for sending in pictures from their schools and events from their students. And also just to, this picture here was taken, this is a student from Satsuma High School that learned that he had been accepted and it was a special need student through a program to the University of South Alabama, the Passage USA Certificate Program. And this is a program that is available for students with special needs who meet the requirements. The students will take classes focused on building independence and developing work and social skills. So I want to share this picture so that we can understand that we want to include all students. We talked about the 4 areas at the beginning, certificate programs, students that are going into an associate degree program, bachelor's degree program. But whatever success that your students gain from high school and are going on to celebrate life after high school. So we do want to share those experiences. And this was just one example of that. And this link here is to a celebration at Paul W. Bryant High School over in Cottondale, over in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And once you get some time, you can click on that link and also watch the video. And there we'll also be sharing some other videos from other schools that have sent in their celebrations. And what they do at Paul W. Bryant High School, they have like actual graduation like ceremony where all the seniors participate, even though not 100% of their students actually go to college. Many of them go to the military. Many of those students go on to go to other programs, or they go on to job sites. But they celebrate every student, and their event is called College and Career Day. So, like we said earlier, you may call your event or name your event whatever is feasible for your school. But the main thing is that you do celebrate. And your celebration can be a big event or it could be a small event. But whatever it is, just making sure that all of your students are involved. But this is just a link to that celebration. Just some words of encouragement, making sure that all of your students are college and career ready, looking at skills, careers, education, and involving all students, celebrating the success of all students. Also, we're wanting to make sure that every child is college and career ready. Okay, we'll take any questions at this point.
Thanks so much, Willetta, and we'll just give it a couple of minutes to see if anybody has any questions. In the meantime, I just want to remind everyone that we will post a recording of today's webinar to our YouTube channel, and I will include that link in follow-up following today's webinar. You'll receive that by email. You'll also receive the slides in case you'd like to reference those as well. And then lastly, I'd just like to add that if you don't have any questions during today's webinar or don't feel comfortable sharing those through our Q&A feature, Willetta and I are both happy to answer any questions by email or on the phone. Here's Willetta's contact information, and I'll also be sure to include that as well as my contact information in my follow-up email following today's presentation. So just another couple of seconds if there are any questions. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any questions at this time. So again, if you would like to follow up with us directly, please feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email, and I'll include both Willetta and I's contact information in the follow-up email following today's webinar. And one more time, we will be hosting a second College Signing Day webinar next Thursday at 9 a.m. So if you'd like to direct your colleagues to that webinar, we'll be covering the same information then. Thank you everyone for joining us on today's webinar, and thank you to Willetta for presenting on the latest when it comes to College Signing Day. And we hope to hear from all of you about successful College Signing Day events at your school. Wishing everybody a great day and look forward for you joining us next time.
Thank you again.